They said there was a lack of communication on the defense. In the past couple of games, you guys led 15 games. What are they working on this week to improve that?
It's something I noticed right away, especially from watching the film. As you can see, some of the mistakes we made there were definitely communication. Someone left, someone that had the ball, anticipating someone else was going to cover. Some simple stuff. I think I made some statements, especially after the Duke game. We made a lot of mistakes defensively, and they took advantage of every single one. And I think that's true. We didn't really like. We played some great teams, but we didn't really like giving up as many goals as we gave up.
What did you say after the game? You said a couple of statements.
Well, which game?
I think the Duke game is what you said. You made a couple of statements after.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So which game? Duke game.
Yes.
What'd you say?
What I just said. Okay. We made a lot of mistakes, and then Duke took advantage of every one of them.
All right.
Okay.
What kind of significance does this Colgate game have for you guys?
Well, it would affect, anything. It could affect, another loss. It could move us down. So it's an important game for us. I think we've got some good wins, and we've got our conference schedule. If you're to lose, I'm not sure how much the RPI would be affected. The Patriot League is kind of in the middle with the RPIs. So it could affect us, and we just don't want to go into the playoffs with a loss in our schedule.
John, how difficult is the behind-the-back pass Randy made, and what's a coach's reaction when he tries it in that situation?
Well, I think probably most coaches, would look at that pass and think it would be high risk, but we see that every day in practice. So for us, it's not a shocking thing. It's it's kind of something we see all the time and we're used to, and we take it for granted actually.
Is there a session that he practices that? Do you guys practice that as a team, or is that just
No.
sheer intuition?
Yeah, it is. I think it comes a lot from the box lacrosse and how much lacrosse he's played, where it's pretty common in box lacrosse and in Canada and in the States too. But the other players that have played a lot of box lacrosse, we've seen similar type passes and shots from.
Coach, last time you guys lost in the Duke game, you responded really well with that 6-game winning streak. Do you think this loss to Notre Dame will kind of have a similar effect going forward?
Yeah, I think that we're going to see some film in a little while, and some of the mistakes we made defensively. I thought we played really well offensively against Duke, and we didn't have the same type of game against Notre Dame. We relied on that flurry at the end. Game got away from us in the third quarter. So we're disappointed in that. And I think the guys, you come out of a one-goal loss knowing that you had a chance to win the game or tie it up at the end, and some mistakes become more prevalent where, if you lose by 21-8 or whatever it is, you made a lot of mistakes, and you try to move on from there. This one we'll look at a little bit closer and try to get better from.
What do you do with the goalies on Saturday? Do you kind of go back to what worked earlier? Or?
Yeah, probably. We thought that Bob had been playing really well going down the stretch, and then when we watched the film, we noticed that Notre Dame, both teams really, Duke and Notre Dame, really shot the ball well. I was impressed with their placement. Everything was, right in the corner with a lot of velocity, and that's the best I'd seen Notre Dame play all year, by far.
After the Duke loss, what was it that
The Duke loss?
Yeah, 21-7 earlier this year.
Okay.
You didn't start Daddio that day, but then you started him against Notre Dame. What kind of led you to go back to him?
Well, everything that we'd been seeing and other people that had watched this play saw that he was very, very close, and I think that I get a lot of credit for him to keep working through it. I mean, somebody that's had the stats that he had, and a lot of people were blaming some of our losses on the lack of possession, especially off of face-offs. It's that's a lot of responsibility for a person to take on, and that can be hurtful. And he and Coach Donnie working together, correcting some of the little things, and he's always been very quick at getting down the ball. And he's just corrected some things and really worked on his technique, and I'm really happy for us as a team, but I'm happy for him personally that he's been able to work through all that and be successful right now.
John, obviously, kind of hindsight's 20/20, and everybody makes the right decision in hindsight. Did you think going to Bobby affected you guys at all, or not really?
I watched the shots that went in. At first I thought the number of saves, I said, maybe we made a mistake, that, the system we've been using had been successful. And we had just seen Bobby playing so well that we thought it was his turn to get the start and see what he could do. Early in the year, we'd gone with Dom, and then if Dom was playing really well, Bobby didn't get in a couple of games. And so we wanted to see how it would reverse. And we thought Bob was playing a little stronger than Dom going down the stretch, but Dom got in the reverse situation, and played extremely well.
Do you worry about Dom's confidence coming back?
I don't. We had a good talk about it, and he's just been. Both goalies have been so supportive of one another and all about the team, and we've been able to, everything that we've asked them to do, they've done, without complaining.
Any other questions for Coach?
Coach, you talk about how much this Colgate game means, and they're your third oldest rival, and a team that you see quite often here in the Central New York area.
Yeah, you get so wrapped up, in your own conference, and from week to week you look at who your next opponent is, and as coaches we're working 7 days a week, and haven't had a chance to see Colgate play too much. Not too many common opponents. We've seen all their scores, and they've played really well this year. I mean, they've been close in many games. I think with Loyola it was a couple goals earlier in the year. I know Loyola, won 12-6 or whatever it was in the last game. But all their opponents, they've played tough in their losses. So we know we've got our hands full come Saturday afternoon.